Number one fans and viewers, Scott Casey Gale here, back with yet another recap and review of Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 4. This time I'm going to be reviewing Episode 2. It's entitled The Griffin Incident, and it was a very bizarre, interesting, horror-themed episode. As it says, The Griffin Incident, Season 4, Episode 2, a children R-rated horror bottle episode that traps Laan Noonien Singh, Spock, and James T. Kirk on a long-lost haunted starship. Diverted by a mysterious signal while shutting home from a conference. So let's begin with the recap, shall we? And this episode kind of reminds me of an episode from Star Trek, the original series, Season 2, entitled Cat's Paw, which aired on Halloween of 1967. So, and it also reminds me of the Star Trek Next Generation Season 1 episode, Conspiracy. Yeah, which was a very horror-themed episode. So yeah, I like how sometimes Star Trek divulges into horror, because I am a big horror aficionado. I'm a big fan of horror movies. I love horror movies and slasher movies. Okay, The Griffin Incident is a children R-rated horror episode that traps Laan Noonien Singh, Spock, and James T. Kirk on a long-lost haunted starship, diverted by a mysterious signal while shutting home from a conference. The trio boards the empty USS Griffin, which has been missing for 9 years. They are quickly trapped when the shuttle is mysteriously destroyed, forcing them to survive a series of deeply psychological, gruesome hallucinations. The episode deviates from traditional Star Trek by leaning into true body horror and leaving the haunting completely unexplained by science. Yeah. So this episode deviates. This episode deviates from traditional Star Trek by leaning into true body horror and leaving the haunting completely unexplained by science. Yes, I like this episode because, as I said, I am a huge fan of horror movies and slasher movies. So in my opinion, this is like Halloween. This is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream mixed out into one. And this is the original series Season 2 episode Cat's Paw from the original series mixed into one too, and the Star Trek Next Generation since Season 1, one of the episodes from Season 1 entitled Conspiracy. So yeah, this deviates out of that. So for true Star Trek franchise, the Griffin Incident is the Star Trek original series Season 2 episode Cat's Paw, and the Next Generation episode from Season 1, Conspiracy, mixed all into one, because there was a lot of gruesome stuff we saw in the Next Generation episode Conspiracy. Okay, the discovery of the USS Griffin. Upon boarding, the trio finds the ship nearly empty. They uncover video logs from the former security chief Rose Harper, detailing how the original 300 crew members turned on each other in a fit of violent paranoia. Harper eventually beamed most of the crew alive into open space. Soon, a ghostly corporeal manifestation of Harper begins, stalking the corridors, and the away team is forced to split up as the ship's malevolent atmosphere preys on their deepest, most personal anxieties. The nightmare manifests. Each character experiences horrific, highly tailored illusions. Spock's biracial anxieties. Spock's biracial anxieties. Trapped in sickbay, Spock encounters a vision of his ex-fiancée, the Crane. She mocks his struggle between his human and Vulcan identity. The Crane. Okay, let me read this again. Spock's biracial exanities. Trapped in sickbay, Spock encounters a vision of his ex-fiancée, T'Pring. She mocks his struggle between his human and Vulcan identities, ties him down, and mutilates him by cutting off the point of his ears with scissors. Hallucinations of Pike and Una appear only to begin self-harming and carving themselves up in front of him. Cook's parental regrets. Cook is plagued by the sound of a crying baby and visions of his newborn son David Marcus. He hallucinates a rescue party consisting of Pike, Uhura, and his brother Sam Cook. The illusion shatters brutally when Cook watches Sam's insights get finally sucked out into the vacuum of space through the view screen. La'an's genetic trauma. Stalked by the ghost of Harper, La'an is told she is one of us, playing into her deep-seated fear that her recessive con augment DNA makes her an inherent killer. Driven into the state of space madness, La'an completely loses her grip on reality and viciously stabs James Cook in the midsection. The rescue and aftermath. Just before La'an can finish Cook off, the real USS Enterprise arrives and beams them aboard. Dr. Manga performs emergency surgery to save Cook's life, while Nurse Chapel treats Spock's ears, which are physically unharmed despite the intense psychological trauma. Captain Pike covers for La'an by omitting her psychological breakdown and a stabbing from his official Starfleet report. He reveals to Manga that the Griffin case is being handed over to Division 12, a specialized unit for unexplained phenomena, acknowledging that phenomena, for unexplained phenomena, acknowledging that one of the rare cases that physics and science simply cannot explain. Shaken by his vision of David, Cook asks Uhura for communication links to reach Kira Marcus and his son. Though Uhura sets up the connection, Cook's call goes completely unanswered. In the final haunting shot of the episode, La'an watches the empty USS Griffin float away in space, only for the camera to zoom into the window where the ghost of Rose Harper looks back at her, raising a finger to her lips. Shh, Justin. And this was, like I said, a very creepy episode. I would give it a 9 out of 10. 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, way up, and like I said, a solid 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this episode since I am a fan of horror. So yes, I liked everything about this episode. It was very, very creepy. And it's stuff you, and the hallucinations are stuff you see in horror movies and in slasher movies like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, people getting their fingers cut off and stuff, people getting their ears cut. We see all that in a lot of horror movies. But anyway, really good episode. I'm going to be back here next week to review episode 3. Anyway, comment down below in the comment section. Tell me what you thought about this episode, what you liked about it. You stay classy, live long and prosper. Peace out, and thank you for